I never thought I'd live to see that day. The day the man who once swore he'd love me forever fell to his knees in a courtroom. And all of it because of a child. The silence in that room was deafening. He couldn't even look at me. For a man who had conquered everything, he finally met something he couldn't buy, the truth. We were just college kids back then. He was broke, but his dreams were bigger than anyone I knew. I fell in love with that fire in his eyes. He said I was his good luck charm. Funny, right? Because once the luck came, he threw away the charm. When his first company took off, he changed. He started talking like a businessman, not a boyfriend. Suddenly, I wasn't part of his future, just part of his story. The day I told him I was pregnant, I still remember his face. Not happy. Not shocked. Just terrified. He said 3 words that shattered me: get rid of it. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. He told me a baby would ruin his image, his investors, his career. I walked out that night. No goodbye. No second chances. Just silence and rain. 3 years passed. I raised my son alone in a tiny apartment. Every night, I'd see his face on TV, giving speeches about ethics and responsibility. The irony made me sick. Then one morning, I got a letter. A lawsuit. He was suing me for defamation. He told the media I was lying, that I'd invented a child to steal his money. People laughed at me online. Gold digger. Crazy ex. I said nothing. But silence is where I plan my revenge. He walked into the courtroom like a king. Tailored suit, bodyguards, reporters everywhere. And me? I wore the same old dress I had the day I left him. I carried our son on my arm. I heard whispers, she's faking it. The kid doesn't even look like him. His lawyer was smooth, confident, cruel. He said I was desperate for money, for fame. Each word was a knife. But I didn't flinch. When he finished, I stood up and said, I don't have a lawyer. I just have the truth. I took out a photograph. The room froze. It was the day my son was born. He was there, holding my hand. You could see the hospital bracelet on his wrist, with his name printed clearly. The lawyer jumped up. Fake! Photoshop! But then, a nurse entered the room. She remembered us. And she brought a document, the original birth record. His signature. Proof that he was the father, before he changed his company name and erased the files. He tried to speak. But his voice broke. He looked at me once, and I said quietly, you can buy the world, but not the past. And right then, he collapsed. He fainted in front of everyone. The cameras went wild. The perfect billionaire everyone worshipped, exposed by the woman he betrayed. I didn't move. I just watched as they carried him out. Not with hate, but with pity. Because I didn't want revenge. I just wanted him to see our son once. And remember he used to be a good man. The next day, headlines exploded. Billionaire collapses in court after ex shows baby proof. Everyone talked about it. But I stayed quiet. For the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt free. So if you've ever been made to feel worthless, remember this. The truth doesn't need money to survive. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. Because the next story might just prove karma never forgets.